What's good, everybody? I appreciate you checking in. All right, let's break down this Week 8 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. And obviously, this season is not what we wanted it to be at all. And so, do we have much of a chance against the Kansas City Chiefs? Not a whole lot. Let's just be honest and be real with it, right? The only chance that we potentially have is if our defense comes out and absolutely takes it to the Kansas City Chiefs. But on the flip side, we need our offensive score. And it's something that we just haven't shown this entire season that we can do it consistently. And so we have so many injuries. We have so many pieces moving around that this is going to be a tough matchup. It's at Allegiant Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs fans are going to come in heavy, right? They are going to basically paint that stadium red, which is embarrassing, and they're going to come hungry. Obviously, we are the last team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We beat them on Christmas Day. They remember it. This game is just circled in the thickest Sharpie that you can imagine on their calendar, and they're going to come to us. They are going to come and bring it. All right. If you guys remember the whole ring around the rosy crap that they pulled off, well, guess what? I guarantee you they're practicing more trick plays all week long just to pull it off. And if they're up 40-0, they're going to continue to run trick plays on us because guess what? Guess what? It's a rivalry. They're going to come and they're going to want to smack us in the mouth. And this is what we have to do to them quick and early if we want to even have a chance. And so there are definitely still things that I'm going to look out for. There's things that I'm going to be paying attention to just to see how can we progress this season and what does our outcome look like for potentially the offseason and the next season? Are there players that can really show some promise? These are things that I'm looking out for. And so I'm going to want to break this thing down. And so before we do, if you can, hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications. My next giveaway is at 4,000 subscribers. If you want to be including it, hit that subscribe button, but also turn that notification bell because then you'll know when I drop more content and also when I go live throughout the week. Usually I go Tuesdays and after the games. And so hit that notification bell as well. So it was announced just this couple days ago that Gardner Minshew is going to be the starter. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with that decision? I dropped a video on that as well. In my opinion, I think it's the right decision. Again, Gardner Minshew has played horrible football up until this point and probably had his worst game against the Rams. But at the same time, our only other option is Desmond Ridder. We just signed him. Yes, we have Carter Bradley. He was elevated from the practice squad. So, we don't have very many options at all at the quarterback position. And here's the thing is if we want to have any chance, we got to make sure that we put a quarterback in that the defense is still going to be able to want to play and bust their ass every single play that entire game. And as much as he's played horribly, I think Gardner Minshew is the only one that gives us that chance because I do think when Aiden O'Connell does come back off of the IR, we got Cincinnati next week, we got the bye week, and then probably a week, maybe two after that, I think Aiden O'Connell is going to come back. I think Aiden O'Connell, when he does return, he's going to be our starting quarterback. And so whoever you have playing, it's just a Band-Aid at this point. And so if you just look at it logically, all right, Gardner Minshew still gives us the best chance just because he has the most understanding of the playbook. Luke Getsy doesn't have to minimize too much. He can still continue to run just whatever offense he wants to run that they have been working on. Now, again, this offense has a lot of moving parts, right? We've lost some pieces. Harrison Bryant might not be playing. Jacoby Myers is still questionable. There is a really good chance he's going to play, but again, still questionable. Michael Mayer's been out, so there's still so many moving parts that, again, I think Gardner Minshew just has the best understanding of this offense out of all the quarterbacks available. And Luke Getsy can continue to just run the offense that he might want to run. Now, again, Gardner Minshew has thrown a lot of interceptions. He's been a turnover machine, but he also, it's hard because I don't know how much of an understanding he has of this offense because he misses so many reads that by week 8, I don't understand why. And so, again, it's tough. We are just in a horrible situation as a whole. And again, I think Aiden O'Connell will come back and be the starter once he returns. So it's just a Band-Aid at this point. And we just really want to get to the bye week. And so with that being said, there are some things that I'm looking out for. There's things that I'm still paying attention to. Here's one of them. These are probably the top 3. Is one, I need to see us play turnover-free football. Whoever plays at quarterback, again, it's going to be Gardner Minshew. he has to play turnover-free football. That has to change. I don't care if he plays a little more conservative or what have you. This is if we have a chance at winning, this is going to be a defensive battle. So we need Gardner Minshew to take care of the football. Now, one question I do have is if Gardner Minshew turns over the ball a couple times early, we might need to make a quarterback change. You might want to throw Desmond Ritter in there just so you can run some very basic plays, and maybe you just minimize the turnovers. I mean, if we continue to turn over the football early in the game and all of a sudden we give Patrick Mahomes more and more chances, we'll never have a chance. It'll be 40-0 before you know it. And so I think that we have to play turnover-free football to even have a chance. The second thing is I need to see this team get back to what we were last year when it comes to the discipline. I need to see penalty-free football. You know, Antonio Pierce, one of the things that he turned around when he became the interim head coach last year was we stopped incurring turnovers. We were playing turnover-free football, which was helping us. We need to get back to that. We need Antonio Pierce, and that falls on the coaches. When you're just an undisciplined team, that falls solely on the coaches. So I need to see Antonio Pierce kind of get us back to that, because if we can minimize that, that gives us another chance. And then thirdly, I want to see this offensive line. I'm actually kind of excited. This is the one thing that I really am excited for when it comes to this game this weekend is the offensive line. You know, last week I think they played very well. We had Colton Miller that I think is starting to kind of get his feet underneath him. Yes, we're halfway through the season basically, but he's finally starting to kind of he's just playing better. JPJ looks very good. Andre James is probably the worst center in the entire league, but no, that's neither here nor there. But then you got Jordan Meredith. Jordan Meredith is a guy that I wanted to see start in front of Cody Whitehair when we started the season. I actually watched Jordan Meredith. I was excited when we re-signed him. And then I watched him during the preseason. And the thing is, during the preseason, you're going up against third and second stringers and stuff. So it's hard to get a true gauge. But I thought Cody Whitehair was a horrible signing. And so when he got the start week one, I was upset. I was pissed because I thought Jordan Meredith should have gotten the start. Well, he had his opportunity last week, and he made a lot of it. You know, he was one of the best offensive linemen that we had. He was one of the best offensive guards in the league last week. And so I want to see Jordan Meredith continue that success and continue to grow on the opportunities that he has, take advantage of them. But then you have DJ Glaze. DJ Glaze has been kind of that surprise on the right side. You know, Thayer Mumford was active last week. I think he got a couple plays in when we ran unbalanced, you know, when we brought in another offensive lineman to run the ball or in the run game. But he was active. And so Thayer Mumford got the bench. And DJ Glaze is continuing to start, and he's doing well, you know, which, again, I'm surprised. You know, credit to Tom Telesco. You made the right decision on bringing that kid in. But I want to see not only how this offensive line grows and continues to progress as a unit, but I want to see these two young, I mean, I say JPJ's young because he's a rookie, but Jordan Meredith in the beginning stages of potentially starting with Dylan Parham being out. I want to see how these two guards go up against Chris Jones. I want to see how they handle this defensive front of the Kansas City Chiefs, because if they can come out and they can ball, I mean, this is what can kind of give us some promise. If we can just grab some bright spots, right, from just how horrible the season has started out, I want to see this young offensive line really start to thrive. And so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I want to see how these guards handle Chris Jones, because, man, if they can handle them, if they can do well against him, then this is a guy we're going to see for a long time. And so that kind of gives us just some promise moving forward. And so these are things that I'm kind of looking out for, guys. Again, our defensive is banged up, so it's really hard to know kind of what we're going to do. Now, Kansas City Chiefs offense is banged up too. And so, again, we just have to get after Patrick Mahomes. Get after him, get in his face, pressure him like crazy. Max Crosby's got to go crazy on the defensive side. I just want to see us have a very competitive game, minimize the turnovers, become disciplined, a disciplined football team all over again, minimize the penalties. But I also want to see this offensive line work. All right. So, guys, that's kind of my breakdown. Again, the season isn't how we wanted it to start it, but we got to pay attention to some things to see, are there some bright spots that we can move forward with, even if we lose this game. We got to just see what we got moving forward. So I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are you guys looking for? What are your keys that you're watching out for against this Week 8 matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs? So appreciate you. for sticking with me. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, turn those notifications. I will be going live with my guys after the game. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you do know when we go live. And then enjoy the game. Hopefully we get that dub, because no matter what, anytime our silver and black, anytime the Raiders hit the field, I want to make sure that we take it to any team that's sitting on the other side of that sideline and we get that dub. And so I appreciate you. Enjoy the game. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.